The day they told me I had it, definitely, was my birthday. And that was the day my life changed, and I just thought, my life's over. I could have 1 year, could have 6 months, could have 2 years, I could be lucky and have a bit more, but my life is over. What the hell am I going to do?
How did I feel? Just like I am now. Absolutely. So upset that I couldn't talk. And now, as I'm slowly experiencing now, I'm getting used to it. But it's still extremely difficult, extremely difficult.
And I was finding more and more that I couldn't run. You know, I was practically blacking out.
So the breathlessness, the pains in the legs, the migraines, it was all linked to the symptoms of pulmonary hypertension.
And I just thought it was, you know, I was quite relaxed about it. And then he sat me down and said, you've got this condition, your heart is very, very strained and you're very ill. And there's a limited time that you have left, more or less. And it was just everything went black. It was very, and my wife was there, and it was very difficult.
I always have that time where I will just wonder why it's me. Like, out of everyone, it could have been, why did it pick me? I kind of get annoyed that I can't do everything that my friends do. Like, my friends will take part in like competitions at school and stuff, and I can't do that. And then like when I'm at school and the kids didn't really sort of understand me, they always used to call me the slow coach, or like, you know, you get the odd name calling and stuff.
But having a child with PH, it's worrying, and sometimes life does look uncertain.
When I was first diagnosed, I didn't have a clue what pulmonary hypertension was. We were totally lost with what was it? Am I going to die? Am I going to survive? I hadn't a clue.
She was diagnosed when she was 11 months old. It was a long route. She was failure to thrive, constantly back up at the hospital, surgery, infections. And the last time we were there, my partner had turned around and said, something's wrong with her. We're not leaving until you find out what's wrong.
To be honest, I don't think I grieved. That's the honesty of it all. I just thought, I've got a heart condition, I'm going to get on with my life. And there obviously are times when I look back, or still think now, oh yeah, I have got this ahead of me, and it gets me upset. I know things will get bad, but until that time comes, I don't look at it like that. I think, live the life that I'm leading now, think of the now, not the future.
She helps make me strong. She does keeps me on my toes, but she definitely is very positive and has a positive outlook, and that helps us as parents as well. So yeah, there are positives. There just are, because you learn about a whole new different world.
At first, he stopped me doing everything. I had a long battle with myself, and the hospital wanted me to stop working because of how far on I was, so I made a decision with my family to do it. And then I think because of the stress of doing it and realising I had to do it, but I mustn't have been ready psychologically and mentally and physically, because I loved what I did, I went right down, and I went very, very poorly. And I really did think I was going to die. And I made a will, and I sorted all my finances out. Really thought that that was me, I was gone.
And then I had to stay there overnight, and I can just remember, because he didn't give me any more information about that, so I Googled it. So it was just horrendous. I can remember that night being so scared, but not. It was almost like a third person. I was in like a out of body thing. I remember going to sleep, but seeing people at the end of my bed and things like that. It was horrendous. And to be fair, from everything I've been through in the last 4 years, health-wise and fitness-wise, that moment is still the thing that haunts me.
Well, it was terrible, really, because I think, you know you're in pain and you know you can't breathe, and you go to your GP, which the GP that I had, you know, I'd had him for years and years and years. He's a really nice fella, and he's giving me asthma inhalers, all different colours, everything, and he's trying his best, you know, but you know that that's not working. And whenever you try to do anything, go upstairs to go to the toilet, do anything, it were absolutely terrible. I couldn't breathe at all. I just felt myself getting worse and worse and worse. And I got to the stage where I was crawling upstairs to go to the toilet, coming back down, you know, on my bottom, coming down steps. I was sitting on the floor in room, in house, and I was crying, you know, and I was a 40-year-old bloke, sat there crying, you know, because I just couldn't breathe. You know, it was absolutely terrible.
We were really shocked. It was so much to take in because we knew something was wrong. So it was a shock. And then to be told alongside that she wouldn't live to be 5, to go home and enjoy her. That was really hard, and to have to tell your family, your friends. But I don't stop. I need to know the ins and outs of everything.
Oh, it was very difficult because at that time, I was 36 at the time, and on the same week I'd found out my wife was pregnant with my 4th child. So immediately to that point, I was thinking, well, my kids, and I'm not going to either see my kids beyond a certain point, or I mightn't even get to see my baby, you know, the baby being born. So it was very difficult, and because of, I think, the lack of great understanding of what I had, obviously to me it didn't reassure me about what I had or how to deal with it. But likewise, if there was nothing there for my family to really, it's difficult to compare one disease to the other. But you know, with like cancer, you got the Macmillan nurses and things like that, where they'd be looking to support the family as well. That wasn't there. So it was a case of me being in a hospital for a spell, and my wife and family not necessarily knowing what's happened to me other than me being connected to a lot of machines.
I get out of breath easily, so at school I don't do PE, I don't do like physical contact activities, because I get tired quite easily. I have to have oxygen overnight because my oxygen levels drop too low, so I have to just have that extra boost.
Well, it's obviously been a struggle, and it always is a struggle, you know. It's just frustrating because you can't do, you know, I can't do things I used to do. I used to like training a lot. I used to go to the gym a lot. You know, I used to like to do all them sort of things, and I can't do them anymore. You know, I can't walk, you know, up inclines and stuff like that and what have you. It's just hard work. So although you've got your medication and you're being treated for it and that and what have you, you still got it. You know, it don't just go away. I don't go out. I've lost contact with a lot of people who I knew, you know, a lot of friends and that. They seem to, I know it's not the same for everybody, but when you get poorly, people seem to, you know, move out of the way.
And you can't do anything. You can't move from, say, sitting here to go to the toilet next door without nearly passing out. And you can't fathom that out in your brain. How can you not do that when last week you could do it? So you used to fight it all the time, but then you were passing out. And then you used to think, well, I'm going to die now. I know they give me some drugs, but I'm going to die. And that's all that's in your head. I'm going to die. I was very sad, very disappointed in why me. Why do I deserve this? Why do I look okay? But inside, I'm dying, basically dying. And I didn't know about it till I couldn't breathe properly. Apart from that, I was doing everything. I could have made it worse. I could have killed myself, you know, within a week. I was surprised how negative I became when I got it because I was devastated. I used to always think, how would people feel if they had cancer or they got told they had cancer? But I felt isolated and I felt deserted by the world because I had PH, because nobody knew what it was and nobody looked at me like I was poorly inside because I didn't have cancer.
And it, with being rare, obviously it also comes with being invisible. And when pulmonary hypertension is invisible, that's when I find life tough, because I have a disabled badge and I get a lot of looks because obviously I go out, I try and look my best, I slap on the makeup so I don't look ill. And I think that's the main part of it being rare, is because people don't understand what pulmonary hypertension is.
You know, in a grown bloke, you don't like to cry, but sometimes when you're on your own, you know, it gets to you a bit.
I got diagnosed in February 2008. My birthday is in November. And they said, we're not sure what your prognosis is. You might have to bring your 18th forward. You're really, really ill. And when that gets told to you, you think, oh my goodness, how bad am I? And so, yeah, when I look back now, what are we, 2017, I just think I have come such a long way. And it's, well, thanks to the way I live my life, thanks to the doctors that have supported me and to my family who rallied around me and said, you can get through this test, go and do what you want to do. And that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm happy because I have the most incredible family. I have so many friends that support me. I'm in the best hospital that I've ever experienced, and I just take life as it comes. And yeah, I'm happy.
I do worry about her future. I want her to live a full life and I want her to achieve what she wants to achieve. There are obstacles. We've overcome those obstacles and I'm sure there'll be a few more. But it's getting Kayleigh to do what she wants to do. And sometimes I have to fight, but I'll do that. That's what I do. I'm a mum. That's what you do.
Once people kind of get to know me, I kind of feel like I handle it a lot better.
I kind of I withdrew emotionally, so I just had to almost put a wall up because I couldn't. It was very difficult to think about emotionally what I could do, and I know since then I've withdrawn, and it was very difficult to cope with. The financial side, it becomes very insecure and scary as well because you're not sure if you can ever go back to work. When you're 35, you haven't got a mortgage, you don't have I didn't have life insurance, so then how are my children and wife and family going to be supported if I go? I'm a theatre practitioner by back, so I like to be organised. So first thing I did when I got home was I did the death folder, because I thought I'd be dead in a year and I wasn't told anything on the contrary. So I'd put together a file for my wife, so it kind of was indexed. This is where this is, and did that. Should the need of me dropping down dead in the middle of a street, and I think it's in one way everyone's gonna die eventually, but it's very rare that you're actually almost given a sell-by date.
Without a doubt, the medicines that or the medication that she's on now is fantastic. It's the best I've ever seen. She's gone from, as I said before, a Hickman line that has been taken out, and now she's just on oral therapy. And touch wood again, she is not seeing any adverse signs.
the fact that I'm still here to see things that are going on, that makes me happy. And the fact that I can breathe makes me happy. But I'm not happy fully in myself because I have this shadow. And the shadow's with you all the time, that it could be tomorrow. I know none of us know when we're going to die. You know, we could go out and step in front of a bus and you don't know. Everybody knows that. But it's like being given a life sentence because it's never going to go away. There's an edge of sadness now there that never used to be there. I'm still optimistic about things, but I'm not optimistic about life because it's just when it's going to be. And I never used to think about that. I know as you get older, people do, but I think about it every day because I think, is today the day?
Should I be feeling any better now? I've had a cough and some antibiotics and it's all cleared up except I'm still feeling a little breathless. Should I be feeling any better now? I've had blood tests and breathing tests and they've all come back as normal, and I've seen the nurse and the GP and they're not quite sure what's wrong, apart from the fact that I'm still feeling breathless. Should I be feeling any better now? I've had a heart tracing which isn't quite right and been referred to the hospital and had an x-ray and more blood tests and had a scan of my heart and seen the consultant, and I'm due another test and to see another consultant in another hospital, and they all seem to know what they're doing, but all I know is I'm still feeling really breathless. Should I be feeling any better now? I've had my diagnosis. I know what it is. So yes, I will be breathless, and things will change. One breath at a time, I begin to take back control, so that, in my own way, I can start to feel a little better now.